So guys, welcome back to Stranded Deep. In the previous episode, we got ourselves in a pretty dangerous situation, but I told you guys that I would get my revenge, and this is what happened. So as you guys can see, we finally got our revenge on the shark. Probably wasn't the safest way, but we managed to get our revenge. And we are now in experimental mode. Now, I did tell you guys that I've briefly taken a look at this. It was a while ago, and I think they've changed it even more since then. So I'll show you guys what I've been looking at. If we go across to structures, scroll down, this is the thing that I saw. This is the furnace. Now, I don't really know how it works in terms of making the bricks, but I assume that you put the clay into this, it heats it up, and then you use the brick station for the mold. Either that or this is used to actually make the bricks itself. I don't really know, but I'm excited to get into this stuff, and it's probably one of the first things I'm going to be gearing up to make. But I also noticed something else. When I was playing on my laptop and I took a look at experimental version, you could find the clay just scattered around different parts of the islands, just like on the sides, and you could pick them up. But since I was going through the tutorial stage just to get to this point, I noticed this. It just looks like a big clump of rock. But I think that this is what you have to mine to get the clay. And I really like that concept. It just makes more of a meaning to going out exploring and stuff. So even if you just find these, you can bring back a bunch of clay so you can keep working on your base. I really like that. And the reason why I think that, I'll show you guys if we go to tools. You can see refine pick. This isn't in the stable version of the game. So I'm thinking that if we make one of these, we can mine this rock. So I'm super excited to get back into this, guys. If you're wondering why we switched to experimental, there was more than enough for you guys that wanted to see what's changed, what's updated in the game, and I'm super excited to get going. One of the things that I noticed since being into experimental is that the islands, the render distance, seems to be a lot clearer. So in terms of the game moving forward, experimental is where it's at the minute. I mean, look, you can clearly see what's going on that island. There's a couple of shipwrecks, a bunch of, I guess, greenery that you can use, like for the lashings and stuff. Just over there, look, there's more bigger islands. So the first question that we have, how much daylight do we have? What time is it? 11 o'clock in the morning. The first decision that we have is which island to go and explore. Because I really want to see if we can find some resources to get this brick stuff underway. I can't wait to build a base out the brick stuff. I just want to make the furnace. But because it's been so long, I think it's been like 5 episodes since we actually went down and explored a shipwreck. I think it's about time that we went over to one of the shipwrecks and tried to bring back some of the loot. Now again, I don't know if they've changed, if anything's in the shipwrecks. I haven't checked. I went straight over to the island, did the tutorial real quick so we could get to this point. Barrels! So if you guys remember in the previous episode, I was saying that it's been so long since I've seen barrels. So maybe they're not in the stable version of the game. I don't understand that. Why? Oh, yeah, that's right. There's different sharks, too. I haven't seen one of these either. Okay. Let me get back to this. Off we go. I'm just going to pick it up. I'm going to try and get used to not having all the resources that I had in the other version. Let me get back. I think is that a reef shark? Pretty sure I've seen those before. But little stuff like that, it's just so cool to see all the changes. I know the barrels are there, so I can always come back for them. Let me get back on this. Is that still him? There was word over on Twitter that they were changing the way the sharks were. Now, I don't know if I took that as they were changing the way the sharks looked or adding new sharks to the game, so I'm interested to see that too. There's going to be a whole load of different changes in experimental, guys, that there's not in the stable build at the moment. I mean, I guess gradually they're going to implement that to the stable build, but for now, I'm pretty happy playing an experimental. What do we get? Let's take a look. So we got some corrugated scrap. Oh, we got a flashlight. And a fire torch. Okay, we're going to need that. It's going to get dark soon. And, of course, like in every single episode of Stranded Deep, the fog rolls in. It just happens to me every single time. Like, whenever I'm off-screen grinding for stuff, it never happens. All right, let me place this here. So, we're going to check out this shipwreck, and then I think we're going to head to an island and at least try and see if we can get that furnace up and running. So, let me head over to this one. It's not too far out of reach, so I can't see the island with the fog. Come on, let's keep going. I really like this too, like the way they've implemented the mechanic to just be able to use the paddle for the life raft. It's a nice change. But I've got to say too, like with the developers updating the game so much, like you can see the contrast between the stable version experimental. I really like the way they're going with Stranded Deep. It's almost like they've rescued the game from being too repetitive. Oh shit. I'm gonna have to go down into there. I can't see anything. Is there like a... Oh, it's one of these. Okay, keep your ears open, guys. If you hear any of that weird splashing underwater, that means... Oh, there's one of the... Is that a lionfish? I've taken the hood off, but... I think, is it a lion? I always get it wrong. It's either a lion or a tigerfish. Can we get up? There we go. Alright, I think that'll do for now. At least we've got a little something. So, have I got to drag this off? Throw that over the side. It's going to be a little bit precarious because if I throw this too far, we're not getting back. Well, we are, but we're going to have to swim. Drop you there. Perfect. Okay, so this is the plan. I'm going to get back, I'm going to try and get organized, and then I think we're going to head to an island. So I'll see you guys in a second. You never actually realize how badly you miss the raft with the boats on it until you're using this thing to get from island to island. But the good news is we've made it to a bigger island, and I'm hoping that there's some life on this, maybe like a pig or something, because I'm going to need the leather. What is that? Okay, it's just a ray. But yeah, we're just going to take a look at the island, see what's here. Maybe this could be just a home. Okay, I'm going to need the planks. I think I remember seeing something needing planks. Structures. It was the brick station. I need 3 of them. Alright, I'm just going to leave it there for now. Is there any Dorises? One of the things that I've always wondered... Oh, shit. Where is it? I'm near it because that's its defense mechanism. Its rattle's going. There it is. It's behind that bush. I see you. And keep a wide berth. One of the things I always wondered why they never implemented into Stranded Deep was like sea turtles and stuff. I could be going crazy, guys, but whenever I think of stuff like that, I could have swore it's already been in the game. Either that or I've just read it before from the devs. Or even people from the Steam forums. Okay, I've been trying to do this quick so I can use all the daylight possible. I found a corrugated scrap and a tarp. But if they did implement like sea turtles and stuff, we could use the shell for things. Like what you do in the forest, you know, to catch rainwater in. I think that'd be a cool implementation if they chose to do that. Alright, we got a couple of big shipwrecks. That one is huge. Is that from the older version that we used to play? Alright, open this. And we found an air tank. What are the chances, guys? I'll take it. I'll 100% take it. Alright, I'm going to take a look at this. What do we find in this crate? Oh, found some leather. And another plank scrap. Okay, everything is going really well. I left the other crates over on that island because I didn't need to bring them. Just for the sake of looking. I just wanted to take a look at these bigger ships. Got another crate here. I didn't look below on the second decks. Or the below decks on the other ships. I will do when I go back. Just trying to feel for what this island's got in terms of resources and stuff. There's no pig, though. Shit. We could have 2 pieces of leather there. We could be well underway to making the furnace. What do we get in this one? Another air tank. So you guys have been with me for the struggle of this series. Like, we've had times where we couldn't find one air tank. We've had times where we can't even find a barrel. And it's as simple as this. I load a brand new game up on experimental mode. I find 2 air tanks and leather straight away and the plank scraps. Got a feeling, guys, this is going to go good. And I don't know if you guys can see this, but I always used to do this when the shipwrecks were in the game. I mean, I'm going to do it now. But if you look at nighttime, you kind of get a better bearing on where the bubbles are in the ocean. Throughout the day, it's really difficult to see because of obviously the colour of the ocean. But if you look at nighttime, you can quite clearly see the bubbles coming off the surface. Okay guys, so I was just gathering all the resources to get ready to go back to that island over there when I saw something scurry away in that direction. So I just made a crap ton of spears. Pretty sure there's a pig on this island, and if there is, that means we have 2 pieces of leather to make the pickaxe with. I completely forgot about this. I'm going to pick it up so I don't forget. See, the only problem with this is the pig's being super clever because the light from the moon is at a certain angle where it's casting a shadow on this rock, and I think it's staying around this area, so it's going to be a pain to see. I'm just going to flank around this way, see if we can cut it off. We can get a pig. We can get the leather that we need. And look, these rocks are everywhere on these islands, and they're just begging to be mined. He's got to come around this way. It definitely scuttled around in this direction. Where you at, pig? There it is. You guys see it? Right there. Okay, he's gone into the shadow. I don't really want to be... See, what worries me as well is I've got this snake to worry about. And if I get bit, my antibiotics... Oh, wait, are they in this one? I found another crate. I think it was the one I found over there, though. So they're over at the other island. And it's nearly impossible to see. No, piggy, don't run, please. Okay, we got one. Wait, did I get that one? Okay, we got it. So that means now that we have the leather that we need to make the pickaxe with. Okay, let's skin it. Now, if I remember right, you don't actually get the leather. Okay, let me just check. Yeah, it comes like this. It comes raw hide. So we need the tanning rack. I don't think it takes a lot of resources, but it might be a pain to get while I'm over on this island. Do we get 3 from it now? Wait, what's going on? Oh no, wait, that's right. I think it gives us 2 raw hide, and then the rest is just meat. There we go. Okay, so now what we need to do is take a look at how much the tanning rack costs in terms of resources, because that way, if I can make it over on this island, I can pretty much travel freely around to mine clay. So we need 4 lashing and 4 sticks. That is definitely doable. If I can get this in this episode, that's going to kind of give us an advantage going forward and obviously collecting all the clay for building the house with. Because I want to try and get that done first. I really want to sink my teeth into building a new base, especially with brick. That's going to look so cool. Imagine someone coming to rescue us and we've got a house made of brick. Okay, so it's taken me most of the night to get all the resources together. Trying to find stuff in the dark, especially when the moon casts a shadow at one side of these rocks, is such a pain. But we did it, so let's not waste any more time. Leather, there we go. So where was that other piece? There it is. So what else do we need now to make the refined pickaxe? I've never seen this before. We need a stone tool and a stick. Okay, so we've got 2 rocks there. Can we make the stone tool straight away? 1 stone tool. See, what's really weird about experimental too is normally when you make something, it just shows up in front and you drop it, whereas now it can just go straight to your backpack. Like I'll show you guys. There's the stone tool we've just made. So what else did we need? We needed 1 stick. Have I used all the sticks? I did break a tree down a second ago and it's now getting daytime, which is pretty cool. So at least we'll get to see what we're doing. I can't tell you guys like how long it took me to find all those fibrous plants, especially in the nighttime. In fact, I'm going to come around this side just real quick. You know what? Get rid of you. Drop that there a second. Pick this back up. Can't pick it up. Oh, shit! It's pissed! Oh my god, die! Wait, I didn't hit it with the third one then. Okay, we're okay. Only took a bar of health off. At least we got some more food. I know I'm playing it a little bit risky, guys, but I really want to get this pick. Where's that yucca plant? I hit one in the night. And I know for a fact I didn't pick up all the leaves it gave. Any left? See, what's really weird about these things too, sometimes they'll drop like loads of these fibrous leaves. There's one. And other times they'll only drop like 3 and 4. Is that everything? Alright, we at least got the stick. Where did that stone tool go? Okay, so I've just brought the snake back to where the rest of the resources are. And I don't know if you guys can see this. Is that snake different to the one we've killed before? I just don't know if I've never noticed the pattern on its head. But that looks different to me. So maybe they're changing the way the animals look too. But I'll show you guys what I just made. This is the refined pick. So now we can go and make clay, or go and get some clay from these rocks, which I think is what you're supposed to do. I remember seeing on the developer's Twitter page that they implemented these weird rocks, which, okay, mineable. Here we go. So what we're going to get from this, oh, that's really cool. You can see it crumbling apart. So do we have to pick those little pieces up, and that's what classes as the clay? Or is that just a rock? Is that literally just a rock? Okay then, that's my idea going straight out the window. I thought that this would be, like, hold clay in it, but I imagine that clay wouldn't necessarily be like that. I just thought it was a clever way that the devs would make you have to mine for the resource. I'm just going to do this one, just in case anything comes out of it. No, I'm just getting rocks. It's really cool though, like you can see how it breaks away the rock and you can get stones from it. So I'm assuming that you're going to need this as an ingredient now with the clay. Let me just double check that. So, structures. No, it just says clay and then there's nothing that needs stone. Maybe they just implemented that as one of the changes. Okay then, so I guess I've got to keep looking around for clay. I was sure that that's how you would get clay from the game. But at least we got the pick. That's the main thing. I really wanted to see this anyway. So I think what I'm going to do now is maybe travel back to the starter island. Or maybe I should bring the stuff over here because I didn't really have a lot over there. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back over there. I'm going to bring all the stuff back to this point. And then we're going to see about a plan. Maybe to go to that island. See if we can maybe find some clay before the end of the episode. Okay guys, so I made it back to the island. I've been doing a lot of thinking while I was traveling from this island to this one because I couldn't really work out why I hadn't seen clay. Like I told you guys in the intro to the video, when I first booted the experimental version up like a while ago, there was just these small clay deposits. But I've been looking around the island since. But first, I did find a shipwreck and I did recover 3 crates from this, so I'll show you what we got. We got a hammer, we got some more lashing, and we got another piece of leather too. So if I'd have just checked that shipwreck before going all the way over there, then it could have made things easy. But either way, we've got more resources now. We got some more baked beads too, so we can celebrate. And we've got a refined axe and a hammer now before the fog rolls in, which is per usual on these episodes. Like I was telling you guys, I was just looking around the island and I really couldn't work out why I wasn't finding clay. I really thought that the devs would have put it in this, but it wouldn't make any sense. And then there was a kind of barrel, like this one, just off the shore. And I'll show you guys this. I went a little bit further out, and then I came across this. I think that is the thing we need to mine to get the clay. So at least we know that now. I did leave the pickaxe over on the other island, and of course, like I say, the fog's rolled in, so I don't really want to be traveling out again. I think what I might do, though, is just wait till the fog clears and just check that last shipwreck. Because I've already checked this one, there was nothing much in this one. I checked the other one over there, but I haven't checked the belly of that shipwreck. So I think I'm going to wait the fog out, and I'll be back with you guys in a second once we've checked the belly of that shipwreck. Okay guys, so by the time the weather had changed, I was all out of daylight, and by sheer luck, I've managed to pick up a crate from inside of this ship. So time to get back to the island and see what we found. I think we've done pretty well today in terms of like finding resources and stuff. And you don't actually realize like how quick it goes from daytime to nighttime when you're traveling from island to island. But we've actually done quite a lot today. Like we've made the pickaxe, we found out I mean, in the end, where to get the clay from, which I think is those underwater nodes, which look pretty similar to this. I don't know why they didn't just call it rock. Guess it just adds to the immersion. So we get rock from these ones, and the clay-coloured ones, which would make sense you get clay from. I don't know yet, but I'm 99% sure that's where we get it from, is where we get the clay. So let's see what we got. What are the chances of getting another air tank? That's just insane. We got some morphine just in case we take a little bit of health off, and another torch. So all in all, guys, I think this episode has been one of the most successful ones in terms of finding loot. But it is time to end. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll see you all in the next one.